This week on Poker After Dark, it's Idol Week as 5 young pros match wits with the legendary Doyle Brunson. It's all business at times.
I didn't think you would expect me to bluff in that spot.
But there are still plenty of laughs. Here on Poker After Dark, taking a look at the stacks, you'll see they're $50K ahead instead of the usual $20. That's due to the $50,000 buy-in tonight that Leanne mentioned, and the blinds are going to start at $3 and $600.
Because I still live there. And my uncle showed me like where my dad grew up and everything. That's pretty cool.
In Germany.
Oh, 200, or these are 500, actually.
Lichtenberger throws away his first hand of the night. He's better known as Lucky Chewy on the internet, where he's done quite a bit of damage over the course of his young career.
You ever had a card reverse?
Melanie Weisner raises on the button with a couple of 9s. The 24-year-old is better known as Callisto on the internet.
It's the best drunk food in the world.
No, that's interesting.
Why are you about to laugh? Get it.
What? Why am I about to laugh?
Is that like a traditional
Because you
dish
think
or
you're cute.
something?
Because I think you're cute.
Looks like Dwan's got action early.
You invented while you were drunk.
No, it's like a traditional German food. Yeah. I don't know if they think it's the best drunk food, but I mean it's open late and Germans like to drink.
Eric Baldwin will be first to act in this pot. Goes by the name Base Baldy. Now 28 years old. He's the owner of 1 World Series of Poker bracelet and 1 Ace-Queen offsuit for the time being. Base Baldy made 17 final tables in 2009 on his way to winning Card Player Magazine's Player of the Year honors. So far, he's picked up Annette Oberstad with Ace-10. And they'll be heads up.
Dun, 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 dun.
So is Gabe living with you now?
Yeah. He's a fun roommate to have.
Both players missed the flop.
He got me back into Xbox. What's that?
Gabe Dawson?
No. Gabe Patkorski.
Mike Mattisow's favorite person.
Mike's Gabe's favorite person.
That too. Yeah, has he been a pickle grinder lately?
Couple of checks on the flop and a couple of checks on the turn.
And what's that other game called? The Ninja game?
I only know about Peggle.
Okay. I know Chud really likes the Ninja game too.
I heard about that one.
Knuckled all the way down.
Peggle?
No.
You would like it. You've seen Plinko on The Price is Right, right?
And Eric's Ace-Queen will take the pot.
The Price is Right, you've seen that show, right?
Years ago.
It's like the most famous mini game on that show.
The little disc slides down all the
Yeah.
things, ends up in some slot at the bottom.
Anyway, this is like the least skill, most luck involved little Xbox game ever. That takes like a minute and a half, and it's just a really funny like drinking gambling game.
Yeah, I
You
think
gamble on it?
But it's
Yeah.
it's funny when you watch the old episodes because
But then,
it's like totally
you know,
outdated,
like-
you know? Coffee machine is like $6.
Some people, you can't be bad unless you really try, but some people are, you know? Some people try.
Raise it to 1,500.
Annette attacking the blinds from the cutoff.
Did you go to London?
No. What, you went to where, Austria?
Went everywhere.
Chewy calls with Ace-4 suited.
London.
Base Baldy lets go of the Ace-10.
Paris.
There was a
for a
mean
day,
stare. I didn't even do anything
Austria
to you.
again.
I'm just looking.
Somewhere else. Morocco.
I do that to everybody.
You did? This
Don't take it personal.
Who's got
Yeah.
the meanest stare in poker?
I was there like
I
a month
don't.
before.
Mike Binger.
You think so?
Yeah,
gorgeous.
by far.
I didn't see it either time.
Andrews checked his 4s to Annette, who bets the gut shot straight draw.
The little bit I've seen, I love. Definitely want to go back.
So who won the tournament? Daniel was at the final table.
I don't know.
No.
I know he didn't win it. But
He didn't?
No.
Chewy calls, and now Annette has turned a pair of 6s for the best hand.
Yeah, that was the tourney that I went to it because there were supposed to be cash games,
But there wasn't.
and then left because of like, since I busted early, and the day I left, I could like make some other stuff. You know, like where if I had been there a day longer, I would have just hung out in Vienna. But the exact time
After
I
having
busted,
it checked to her a second time, Annette bets again, this time
I
4,500.
started up as I was like getting on the plane. I was pretty tilted.
And that's enough to make a believer out of Andrew as Annette takes her first pot of the night, but by no means the first in her young and illustrious career. Welcome back to Aria Resort and Casino for more of NBC's Poker After Dark.
With the decent hands, then no one wants to see those. That's just boring.
Field still tightly packed. Annette is under the gun. Little artwork for her.
Raise to 1,500.
Oberstad earns the blinds.
For After Dark, it's pretty damn light in here. I guess that's why you got the sunglasses.
I just always wear them. It's like my trademark now.
True.
Can't play without them.
Didn't you have different ones at one point?
Yeah, they switch.
You know, I was thinking about, it was sort of a life epiphany I had yesterday when I was picking out an iPhone case. I was like, deciding between two of them. And Gabe actually was like, well, why don't you just get both?
Yeah.
I was like, man, if I can't decide now which one I want to get, what
How
good's
you
going to be when I
decide
get
which
here,
one
you
you're
know?
gonna choose, right?
Yeah.
Raise to 1,600.
Yeah, you can't use both of them at once. You could go like 1 week and
And I'm
then
always going to be
switch.
torn every morning.
Yeah.
Might as well make the decision once.
Eric mulling it over, and he's going to re-raise to 4,000. He's got Andrew in bad shape.
That's pretty sick. Sick logic.
Well, it's nothing like choosing between iPhone cases, but Chewy's going to have to decide if he wants to call another 2,400. And he won't. Plenty of respect.
Not loving that.
Every time you open.
We'll see. Hopefully not. It's hard to get the good hands. Is that part of the shirt or is that a bracelet?
It's a bracelet. That's nice.
Just in case your sleeve's gonna fly
Like
up.
a shirt
You got
cuff?
under
No.
control.
Yours is nice, but I like Doyle's better.
I don't have it.
Well, we know you have a couple.
Folded around to Wisner in the cutoff, and she knows what to do with an ace. Another king-queen, this time in Annette's hand. A little different situation. She smooth calls.
I might have just flashed. Oh, good. I don't need to play.
Duan takes a pass. And the two young ladies will tussle in their first pot. Annette out flopping Melanie. She'll check and hope for a continuation bet.
21 hands. I feel like that's somewhere.
There it is, 1,600.
Here, it might be somewhere else. I'm a good time to get rid of that. 21 hands?
Raise it to 4,600.
Annette puts an extra 3,000 on things.
Insert girl on girl violence joke here.
You know, I was thinking if I had any good ones.
Melanie folds to Oberstad, and here's a stat on the 22-year-old Norwegian. She's number 4 on the all-time money list for women. Melanie Wisner has some impressive stats of her own. She's actually won 2 World Series of Poker Europe ladies events.
Don't look so sad. You still have more chips than me.
Huh?
So don't look so sad. You still have more chips than me.
That's all that matters.
She's the only woman ever to accomplish that feat.
You beat Peter in the heads up, right?
I did. That was an amazing match, actually.
Melanie is also ranked number 1 in online heads-up tournament play by several major ranking sites.
Can't let him know that, though.
Raise to 1500.
Annette is keeping her foot on the gas. You can just feel Tom Dwan wanting to put in the 3-bet there. But both he and Chewy fold. And that's back-to-back for Annette.
He's coming in tonight.
What's that?
He's coming in tonight.
Oh, cool.
It may come as a bit of a surprise to you, but the player at the table with the highest level of education is actually Doyle Brunson, who has a master's in administrative education. A couple of bachelor's degrees in the field belong to Eric
Gabe tell you
and
about
to
this
Melanie.
at Wells Fargo.
Eric's got a bachelor's in psychology, Melanie a bachelor's in musical
The guy's
theater.
Like, oh yeah, you know, treat him real well. It's a massive check.
Andrew,
Like, yeah,
Tom
yeah,
Dwan,
like,
and Annette Oberstad opted to retire early from their academic pursuits in favor of poker. Andrew and Tom both left college, and Annette left high school to hit the felt.
Raise to 1500.
King 10 suited makes it 1,500. No callers. So Annette Oberstad is your early chip leader here at Aria. We'll return for more of NBC's Poker After Dark in a moment. NBC's Poker After Dark continues right now. Blind still at 3 and 600. Everyone's still very much in the hunt.
They put me out here.
Still early here.
My branding today.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at.
You'll get scolded.
What's that?
1500.
I said you'll get scolded.
The whip.
Couple of nickels for Annette. And at some point, it's going to look like she's stealing here, and you would expect somebody to come over the top.
We raised 4100.
On cue, Lucky Chewy makes it 4,100 on the button. He'll be heads up. Spikes the ace for the best hand. 3 overcards to Annette's 5s as she checks it. And Andrew's going to check it behind. Board pairs on the turn.
You're not phased at all by my stare.
Oberstad's going to try to make a play at this pot. And you can't falter. It does look like Andrew didn't like the ace on the flop, and perhaps she could move him off of his hand here with this bet. Feels like he may be concerned after Annette called pre-flop that she's got a better kicker with her ace. That's why he checked in position and why he's just smooth calling the turn. River improves Andrew's kicker. He can now chop it up with ace-10 or worse. Over 21,000 out there right now, biggest pot of the night. And Annette is betting 15,000.
Bet 15,000.
Almost 3/4 of the pot. And you have to hate this if you're Andrew. This is the kind of thing you wouldn't expect her to do with ace-10 or worse, and ace-jack or better's got you beat.
This is a call, right?
Good call.
Call.
Two pair. Nice hand.
Thank you.
Is that 4 spades or clubs?
4 spades.
Chewy makes the call anyway, and don't call him lucky. Good read.
Nice pops.
Ace-10 suited for Chewy. He'll put in the standard raise, and Melanie Weisner's got the throne. King-queen suited.
Round 1 of many.
Round 1 of many.
Nut flush draw for Chewy. Air for Melanie.
Yeah, very unpredictable.
Oh.
2800.
And 1 goes to you.
Thank you.
Betting a fold, and Chewy stacks the chips. We'll be back to Vegas for more from Aria in a moment. Welcome back to our exclusive poker room inside Aria.
Pretty good.
Chewy still with the chip lead.
Playing NAT2, right?
Yeah.
Annette still on the short stack, and the blinds
Tournament Miami.
are unchanged at 3 and 6.
Yeah. It's a 5K where it's not a WPT or anything. So, assume just on satellite people. And if you,
Yeah, I'd like to talk
if
to you
you
about
bust
that
1A,
for
you
a
can
few
play
minutes,
1B.
actually.
Or
Next
if you just
break,
don't like your
whatever.
chip stack on 1A, you can play 1B and we'll just take the highest one.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
It's like SAT
Oops, like you didn't make a raise, or?
No,
Yeah,
no.
more tries
No,
than
the
SATs
chips
though,
like rolled over really weirdly.
Yeah. I think they'll just take your highest score.
don't
I did
know.
mean to
But
raise.
they'll take your highest combined score, I think.
Oh, yeah,
Still?
you can do that.
Yeah.
3rd.
That's pretty
Whoa.
good.
We'll split it up.
Raise pot between the blinds.
Old version. Now it's like a 2400.
Annette's ace high, currently the best hand. Dwan's got the open ender.
Let's say you got like a 700 on your math and a 700 on your reading. And then you took it again and you got a 600 on your math but an 800 on your reading. They would give you the 700 and the 800.
Yeah.
I think. Your highest combined score.
I won a couple hundred off Gavin Smith the other day, prop betting SAT scores at our table.
Oh, really? I think I read about that on Twitter.
What did he say about Vivek? Oh, it's so funny.
I don't know. But,
I thought it was real loud. I heard.
so we bet over under on SAT scores.
Dwan
on 4
makes the
different
call.
rounds at our table in a 5K. And the lowest one of the group was 1520 out of the old 1600. Gavin we looked at each other just like, what are we doing here? We're just like the village idiots.
What would the purpose be to take is it ACT? Or what's the other one?
Yeah,
Why would you take that instead of the SAT?
I think it's like a regional thing. Some universities prefer it.
If you're still in
I know
school, you
they
gotta do
made-
something.
I was
But are
from
some
Wisconsin, and
people-
they encourage you to take that one.
Are some people more likely to do better on one than another?
I think it's just competing companies that want to be the test to take. And
But also, like, they don't have half points, right? It's like you get a 26 or a 27. It's like the curve, you know what I mean, would be higher. Like,
Still pretty comfortable. I had the best hand pretty far. Like 90%.
1375 versus the 1340.
Dwan fires the turn in position after Annette checks to him and takes the pot.
4 and 8.
Sweet.
Blinds up to 4 and 800.
that's funny. Might get you some money these days, too. I was 3-0 against Gavin, and the fourth one was on Vivek Rajkumar. I took over, Gavin had under, and he won. And Vivek said it, and
Yeah.
I called Vivek an idiot, and he said, well, it was when I was in 6th grade.
Wow.
So he still had a pretty
So
good score.
he didn't take it again to
So
get
I was on
into
the right
college
side
or
of the
anything?
bet. I just assumed he was old, or took it at a normal
Well,
time.
yeah, but if he got a 1200 or whatever when he was in 6th grade, wouldn't he retake it before college?
Do you know Vivek?
They probably just let him in, and he breezed through it anyway.
Yeah, you wrote on my Facebook picture, in my picture playing heads up, you were like, go Vivek. He was like the table behind me.
Dwan with
I'm
top
big
pair
on
and an
that.
open-ended straight draw. Chewy with the gut shot.
Here's him.
The net whiffs.
That's 1,700.
A bet in 2 folds, and Dwan takes it.
Pop the joint.
Nice hand.
Close enough, at least.
Oberstad changed things up there, limping on the button with King Jack off. We may not see her do that a second time. If she's results-oriented at all. Suited ace in the small blind. Andrews raise. Takes 800 off of Baldwin's stack.
Anyone else had 10 deuce so far and contemplated playing it when they really shouldn't have?
No. Haven't had it.
I did once.
Dwan actually held 10 deuce early in the match and laid it down.
I don't think Doyle can answer yes to that question.
He wouldn't fold it.
I seen you play that hand in early position in some old World Series.
Just when they start, keep giving it to me. I'll play it to get rid of it.
Raise it. 1,800.
Andrew switches up his raise amount to 1,800 here from the button. We saw him make it 2,400 from the small blind last pot.
I'll get out of the way.
Somewhat
You
uncharacteristic.
to smile after you call.
Wisner flops a gut shot straight draw on bottom pair, checks it over to Andrew, who knuckles behind with his gut shot. Still no betting from Melanie, with the ace on the turn. And now Chewy's going to take his stab.
2,800.
Melanie goes away. And Lucky Chewy is looking pretty skillful in the early going. We'll return to Las Vegas and City Center with more of NBC's Poker After Dark in a moment.
Welcome back to Poker After Dark. I'm here with Andrew. Andrew, can you tell us what Doyle Brunson has meant for your poker career? I mean, have you read any of his books? Have you studied him?
Yeah, I don't know if I could say that I've studied him, but I've definitely read Super System, and Eric just told me that he's got an autobiography that I'm definitely going to check out.
Now, what do you think he's done for the poker world and young kids like you that are coming up?
You know, he's one of the founders. He was out there doing it before we all were, so we all certainly looked up to him, you know, when we were coming up and still now. So.
Do you think you'll be playing poker in 50 years?
You know, yeah, I think I probably will.
Something you can
Hopefully.
do longevity, right?
Yeah, you know, I'm in it for the money, but I'm also in it because I love the game. So.
All right, let's talk about the game tonight. You have Tom Dwan on your right. What does that mean for you and how you're going to play?
You know, I don't know. We're just gonna see what happens, I guess.
You're pretty talkative, though. I like it. Go back to the table. Good luck.
All right, thanks.
Thanks, Andrew.
Interesting comment there by Andrew. It's tempting to think that these young players are involved for the money. But to hear him say that he expects himself to be playing poker 50 years down the line is a testament to his passion for the game.
They came to my house and stayed for 7 hours.
Time magazine?
Time magazine, and they had one little snapshot in the magazine.
That's it?
Yeah.
Pictures?
Yeah.
Was it a good snapshot?
It wasn't even- I didn't like it. Looked too much like me.
7 hours.
It's a long time.
That is long. I mean, I guess it's
No shame
pretty
in closing.
legit magazine. So,
But at the same time, if
but
they're only
7
taking one
hours is
photo,
pretty ridiculous. Yeah.
it's like my cover sheet for Bluffs took like an hour and a half. Like, it was really fast.
I mean, it is a little bit
Weisner
overextended,
triples the big blind.
Still.
But yeah, I agree.
She's heads up with Doyle Brunson, holding the hand named after him. Doyle's gonna defend.
Doyle.
I think it's worth way more.
He'll flop a gut shot straight draw.
You have like a bottle
10 high is in the lead.
with the inside of time. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure everyone would pick the inside of time.
Yeah.
That's Tom, right?
Melanie is breathing real hard here.
At 3,100.
She can't be pleased with Doyle calling the turn, and she'll definitely not be pleased with him having made a 9 high straight. She's picked up an open-ender.
$4,200.
Doyle gets busy after Melanie checks to him to the tune of 4,200. And Weisner's going to tear one off here, hoping to see a 6 or a jack. And that's exactly what she gets. Melanie now with the best hand. She'll plop 9,800 out there.
$9,800.
That's the one I didn't want to see.
Can you just let me steal the blind one time so I could show it?
Shot me with my own bullet. wasn't funny.
The dangers of having a hand named after you.
Welcome back to Poker After Dark. Doyle Brunson is known for the 10 deuce, but it worked against him before the break. Melanie spiked a straight on the river and stole a pot from Doyle. Wisner is back over 60,000.
All smiles for Callisto.
Laughter is the best.
She's got herself in second place, thanks to Doyle Brunson and a convenient river card.
Raise to 2,000.
Chewy and Oberstadt will take a flop heads up.
You're like 25 behind or so.
A little less, 22 maybe.
Not an awful flop for Chewy.
$1,600.
He fires 1,600 after having it checked to him. And Annette's got something in mind as she calls 1,600. Third ace won't help her get away from her hand.
$3,700.
Turn bet makes a believer out of Annette. Her rough outing continues. Just can't get anything going. Lichtenberger, meanwhile, adds to his chip lead. He's up to over 78,000.
Raise it to 2,200.
Another small pocket pair for Andrew. Melanie mulling over her artwork.
Raise to 6,000.
And she's going to re-raise Andrew to 6,000.
All right.
Nice pick-off play from Wisner as she narrows